Greetings and welcome to my new habitat here at Coaster Wave. I have now ridden 333 roller coasters, which felt like the perfect round number to do another ranking list. So today I'm going to talk through my top 15 roller coasters that I've ridden across the whole wide world, and there might be a few intermin roller coasters in here for some reason. Before I begin, like the video if you enjoy these sort of things, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and check out coasterwave.com if you want some more merch like this t-shirt that I'm wearing. Anyway, let's begin, and bringing up the rear at number 15 is this technological marvel behind the window there, Fly at Phantasialand in Germany. Manufactured and engineered by Vekoma, this is a technological masterpiece, and it fits into this absolutely marvellous themed land of Ruckberg, where it weaves up and down and around and through buildings and all over the place. It's an almost impossible ride to track just from watching it. Now, this is a flying coaster that includes 2 launches, 2 inversions, but it's all about the overall experience and the theme. It just glides around Ruckberg, and it's just a fantastic all-round experience. The music is incredible, the station is incredible, the way that you kind of twist round from a seated position around the corner into a flying position. Everything about this is just unique and special, and Phantasialand and Vekoma came up with something truly extraordinary when they built Fly. Highly recommended. Coming in at number 14, we're heading across to Walibi, Belgium, and Kondaa. This intermin mega coaster just delivers airtime in abundance. It starts with one of the best 1-2-3 punches I think is out there on any roller coaster, with a really fierce twisting drop, followed by an airtime hill that just ejects you out of your seat for a solid 2 seconds at least, then up into an outer bank which just boofs you out of your seat again. It is an absolutely wild beginning. The pace does drop off slightly as you head up into the non-inverting Cobra roll. I do think maybe this element, whilst unique and quite fun to watch, maybe doesn't deliver quite the forces you want on ride. But what follows after that is just another sequence of amazing airtime hills. There's a little cheeky wave turn in there, a couple of off-axis hills. This is just a perfect airtime machine. If you know me, I love airtime, I love intermin, so Kondaa is in a very respectable spot at number 14. And we're sticking with intermin airtime machines for number 13, and we're heading across to Energylandia for one of the most beastly hypercoasters across the continent of Europe, and that is Hyperion. Now sponsored by Pepsi, which does ruin its aura slightly, but I quite enjoy Cherry Pepsi Max, so maybe I'm just being hypocritical or hypercritical. This is about pure speed, airtime and intensity. The first drop is so forceful. As you dive under the tunnel, you are just pinned back into your seat, and just the air is just blasting you in the face. You then hit a huge airtime hill, a really cool turnaround, dive loopy type thing, which isn't officially an inversion, but kind of is an inversion as well. A lot of people class it as an inversion anyway, but it's just a cool element at the end of the day. You do then have a very mid airtime hill, and I do think this is what just brings Hyperion down a notch for me, because I think when you've got huge airtime hills, you want to at least deliver some really nice floater airtime, and that one doesn't really do a lot. But then you stay low to the ground for the rest of the course, and I'm pleased to say it does pick up once again. A couple of cheeky little wave turns in there, more airtime hills, a splashdown which occasionally works, sometimes doesn't towards the end, and again more airtime as you fly up into the brake run. It's a very straightforward machine, Hyperion. It is just speed and airtime, speed and airtime, speed and airtime. That's fine by me though. At 12, we actually have a Gerstlauer roller coaster. Now, if you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Gerstlauer coasters at all. However, I was absolutely blown away by Schwerdes Caran at Hansa Park in Germany. This is a masterful ride when it comes to the storytelling and the thematics. It has a giant tower for a start, which is quite intimidating off-ride, and it's very rare that I get intimidated by roller coasters in this day and age. However, this one genuinely had me quaking in my boots, because I really did not know what to expect on the first ride. Now, there are some spoilers for this one, because there is a tiny little secret that happens inside that tower. So if you want to skip forward to number 11, if you don't want to know the secret, that's absolutely fine by me. But I do need to mention that when discussing this incredible attraction. So you start off with a kind of almost dark ride-esque section. You then come into the tower itself. You then head up into a vertical lift, which are quite common amongst the Gerstlauer roller coasters out there. There's a projection that plays a short scene up on the ceiling above you. And then there is a simulated chain snap, and the whole train just drops vertically backwards around 15 to 20 feet. It's a genuinely wild moment, and if you're not expecting it, I imagine you would probably crap yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if I had to clean those trains a few times, to be honest. Once everything's reset, you head back up that lift hill and drop down a fantastic drop, which is almost vertical, twists out at the bottom, very forceful, up into an utter maze of track with some crazy non-inverting loopy type things. I don't even know what these elements are called, but they're really good fun. Second half of the track is mainly lower to the ground. It just carries the pace so well. The whole thing is done on the kind of the more modern Goetzlarer Infinity trains, which have the lap bars, so much more comfortable than the likes of Smiler and kind of the Eurofighter coasters out there. It's just a banger. I absolutely love it. And then you hit the brake run, you think, okay, that was really good. Enjoyed that. Great coaster, one of Goetzlarer's best. And then there's an inline twist out of nowhere, because why not? We're heading across to the States for number 11 and one of the roller coaster capitals of the world, Cedar Point for Maverick. This is a fantastic Intamin launch coaster. You have that launched lift hill, beyond vertical drop, just some wild elements here. This thing is paced so well. It tears around the course. You've got some mental kind of banky flippy sections. You've got a couple of corkscrews in there. You go into a tunnel underneath the station, slow down, then hit a launch track and speed up and zip back round again. All around the lake. It's just really good. Really good. One of the standout roller coasters at Cedar Point. I would love to get back there and ride it again. And also because there's kind of another major roller coaster that opened a year after I went that I missed out on. And we're sticking with Intamin as we head to Finland and the wonderful Linnanmäki in Helsinki for Taiga. Another magnificent Intamin multi-launch coaster. I think this coaster type might feature on this list more than any other because I've simply not ridden a bad one and they just seem to get better and better and better. I mean, you look at kind of what they're developing right now with the likes of Fast and Furious over at Universal Hollywood. They've just opened Falcon's Flight, of course, over in Saudi Arabia. So they show absolutely no signs of stopping. And I really hope we get an amazing Intamin multi-launch in the UK at some point. Come on, Universal, you can do it. But anyway, back to Taiga. This just delivers in just about every single aspect. It's that very familiar formula for these Intamin multi-launches, which you get a kind of a fairly gentle launch to begin with, into a few nice elements that kind of have lots of hang time and lots of floaty air time. Then you hit the main launch, which punches things up a notch. You've got an awesome top hat, you've got a stall thrown in there, some really nice airtime moments, including some really unexpected ones that you just sort of don't really see coming as it kind of weaves around and twists and dips. This is a wonderful roller coaster. It almost feels out of place at Linnanmäki, but this is a park that has some really unique roller coasters in an incredibly small footprint. I highly recommend going there and checking it out, and Taiga is worth a trip any day of the week. For number 9, we are heading to Spain and PortAventura World for their masterful B&M hypercoaster, Shambhala. This is, in my opinion, the best B&M hypercoaster out there. It delivers so much force down that first drop. The airtime is fierce throughout. It doesn't matter where you sit on the train on this, whether you're sitting at the front, middle or back, you are getting a solid 5 seconds of airtime over every single hill. It's got a very unique turnaround section, which I really like. There's a speed hill thrown in there, which provides a little bit of ejector, and one of the most visually stunning splashdowns at the end as well. PortAventura is a park that, while beautiful, does have its critics for its operations, and due to the fact that despite being a large park with a high number of roller coasters, there aren't many that actually really stand out. Shambhala, however, is absolutely a reason to visit, and I could ride this all day long. It is so re-rideable, it's so much fun, I love it. The best B&M hyper out there, in my opinion. We're heading back to Cedar Point for number 8 on this list, and that is the world's first ever giga coaster, Millennium Force. And again, this is another Intamin beast. That 300+ foot drop is utterly insane, and this just carries speed. And I know it gets this reputation as being Millennium Forceless. Certainly that's not how I experienced it when I visited back in 2016. It absolutely hacked around the course, pinning me to the back of my seat. You've got 2 really nice airtime hills in there as well. You're diving through tunnels, you've got overbanks, but this is just purely about pace and speed. It hits a top speed of I think around 91 miles an hour. I actually didn't write down any stats for this video because I'm a bit renegade like that. So if I got that wrong, comment below. I know people love to correct mistakes, and that's fine. But the point is, Millennium Force is bloody awesome, it's bloody quick, and I really loved it. And it's another reason for me to go back to Cedar Point, along with the other 75 coasters that they've got there. Now, number 7 is probably the most controversial placement on this list because It's my favourite wooden roller coaster of all time. However, I haven't ridden this for over a decade, and if reports are to be believed, it is actually running quite rough these days. However, I believe in judging coasters on my own experiences, and so El Toro absolutely has to be a top 10 coaster for me. I first rode this in 2010 and was absolutely blown away by how utterly aggressive this thing is. You've got that super fast lift hill, you go around the bend, it feels like you're already doing about 20 miles an hour as you head into the drop, and then you absolutely fly around that course with some of the fiercest airtime I think I've ever experienced. It's hill after hill, a couple of mad helices in there, and the iconic rolling thunder hill, which gives you airtime that you simply do not see coming. This thing is so violent, it's so aggressive, it is a raging bull for a reason, and it is sad to hear that it maybe isn't riding the best these days, but like I say, I can only judge things on how I experience them myself, and El Toro still stands out there for me as the best wooden roller coaster around. Well, we're getting tantalisingly close to the top 5 now, and the next coaster I think could be in many people's top 5s around the world. It could be people's #1 roller coaster. I think that could be the case for everything left on this list actually. This is Zadra at Energylandia, a fantastic RMC ground up hybrid coaster, over 200 foot tall, fantastic kind of vertical drop, an amazing turnaround into an insane airtime moment, up into one of the best zero G stalls you're ever going to find, which produces this kind of weird upside down airtime effect. The pacing of Zadra is absolutely top notch. It just does not let up. And when you hit that brake run at the end of the ride, I mean, it's a punch to the stomach. It's almost like it commits assault. You hit the brake run that fiercely. There really isn't much left to say about Zadra. I think it's widely known to be one of the top roller coasters in Europe. I absolutely adore it. I've ridden it at night, I've ridden it in the snow, I've ridden it in the sun, and it delivers no matter what the weather. Energylandia have an absolute beast in Zadra. Really, Kayla? You've got to do that again, have you? Yeah, my cat's just taking a shit. Well, before I get to the top 5, I'm just going to have to wait for my cat to stop doing a poo and scratching around in the litter because it's going to interrupt the audio. I'm not sure whether I should leave this bit in or not, but I've got cats, so cats are cute. I'll put a picture up on the screen now. That's Kayla, that's Willow. Say hello to them. Get over a beer. So into the top 5, and we are heading to what is voted as the world's best theme park, Europa Park in Germany, and their brand new headline attraction, Voltron Nevera. Powered by Rimac. Yep, let's get the sponsorship in, shall we? Anyway, this is a Mack Striker coaster, and this is basically Mack going, well, we own Europa Park, shall we just build the wildest possible roller coaster we can and just cram in every single conceivable element? And that's what they did. It's themed magnificently around the work of Nikola Tesla, so it's all very electric. You have a really bouncy trick track section at the start before you launch into that beyond vertical launch, which is just absolutely wild. After that, you've got, I think, 7 inversions, possibly 8. You've got mental airtime hills, you've got an absolutely fantastic wave turn, a fantastic stall. You brake halfway through where your train is turned around on a turntable, launch backwards up into a spike, you fly back through the turntable section into the second half of the ride. This is basically what the Smiler could be if the Smiler was good. Come at me, Smiler fanboys, your coaster's shite. Number 4 is something else which I think is #1 on so many people's rankings lists. This is one of the wildest roller coasters in the world. That awesome Mack Extreme spinner over at Plopsaland, Belgium, known as Ride to Happiness. What is there to say about this? It is an absolutely insane contraption. You begin with a very slow JoJo roll out of the station. You're kind of rotating all over the place. It's just a crazy beginning to a roller coaster. You hit the launch track up into a top hat where you're absolutely yeeted out of your seat, and you might as well get used to that because you're not going to spend a lot of time in your seat. You are just getting launched all over the place. Your body's getting flung left, right, up, down, around, doing the twist, all kinds of things, because this is just a coaster that puts you in so many bizarre positions, and I am here for it. I absolutely adore this. I marathoned this just over a year ago, 10 rides in a day, which, don't get me wrong, is a lot and is very intense. Your hips do feel it a bit afterwards as well, but I absolutely adore this roller coaster. Some other standout moments are you've got a fantastic loop with loads of hang time. You have a 0G roll, which if you hit that at the right angle, particularly if you get kind of dragged through it backwards and sideways, that's absolutely insane. And then of course you have that second launch, which sends you up into that step up underflip element, which kind of inverts you twice. It's spinning all over the place. This thing's just utterly insane. It's insane, and it's a park which predominantly has family rides, which makes it stand out even more. If you get the chance to go to Plopsaland Japan, or Plopsaland Belgium as it's now known, then you should absolutely take it. It's 40 minutes from Calais, so it's really easy to reach from the UK, and you will get to experience one of the best roller coasters in the world. So into the top 3 now, and we are heading to Parque Warner in Spain for the magnificent Batman Gotham City Escape. This is my favourite roller coaster in Europe. I think this just delivers 100% of the time. There is not a single dead spot on this roller coaster. You begin your experience in Wayne Manor, where you'll be given a guided tour of all the artifacts, and then the Joker takes over and starts poisoning everyone with laughing gas, because he's a cheeky little scamp, isn't he? That leads to a bookcase opening up, taking you into the secret hallways, into the Batcave, which looks fantastic, and then into the underground train station, where you're going to board your train and escape Gotham. Except you don't really escape Gotham, because you end up back in Wayne Manor afterwards, so maybe Batman's not the vigilante he thinks he is. But this is absolutely fantastic as a roller coaster experience. The prime ride time on this is utterly elite. You begin with a fairly mild launch out of the station into a very hang time heavy corkscrew, down into the main launch section, up into a beautiful top hat, which delivers 2 portions of ejector airtime. Firstly, as you're sent up into the top hat, then you stall, and then you get absolutely yeeted out of your seat again as you head down the beyond vertical drop. However, you may as well get used to staying out of your seat, because you then kind of move around into an airtime hill, which might be one of the craziest airtime hills out there. It is absolutely bonkers how much ejector you get off of this hill. You then have a sidewinder, you've got a couple of other bumps of airtime, there's a corkscrew over the midway, which has slight elements of the Mosasaurus roll. We'll come to that shortly. And then ends with one of the most insane finales I think there is on any roller coaster, as you head into the 3rd launch and up into an extended stall. I hesitate to call this a 0G stall, because it's not 0G, it's pure hang time. You are just dangling from your lap for what feels like an eternity before you twist back over, dive down, back into the station building, up a spike, which is quite a unique ending, and then the brakes hit and you slowly roll backwards into a turntable, twist round and back into the station. Everything about this is fantastic. Just the conception of it, the theming of it, and like I say, the prime ride time is absolutely sublime. Go and ride Gotham City Escape, you will not regret it. So for number 2, we are going to Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay for Iron Gwazi. RMC delivered just an absolute monster with this roller coaster when they reimagined the original Gwazi dueling wooden coasters. This just features so many utterly insane elements. The drop is wild, the airtime hill that follows is insane, the death roll is one of the craziest inversions out there. You have a wave turn, which I think is probably the best wave turn in the world. It is absolutely insane. There's some kind of stall in there, some kind of flip up type thing. Then you bounce around for ages quite high up before you drop down the 2nd tallest drop of the ride before you hit the brake run. Who ends a roller coaster like that? I tell you who, RMC, because them guys are insane. And what they've delivered here is an absolute beast of a roller coaster. Probably the absolute wildest roller coaster on this list, maybe tied with Ride to Happiness for that, for just pure insanity, but it's crazy and I loved it, and I would dearly love to get back to Busch Gardens and ride it again and again and again and again and again. And that takes me to number 1 on this list, and if you know me, then you'll know what this is, because this has held my number 1 spot now for coming up to 4 years, and it is the mighty Jurassic World Velocicoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure in Florida. This interior multi-launch coaster is just about perfect. For me anyway. You might have a different opinion, and that's fine. The fact that it's got dinosaurs really just enhances the experience, because who doesn't like dinosaurs? And that begins with a fantastic queue line, which includes animatronics of the raptors from the Jurassic World series. You've got some really cool little Easter eggs in the queue line, such as the books from the various doctors from the Jurassic Park film. And then you have this insane raptor chase sequence, which is just mind-blowing technology as the actual roller coaster train zooms past a window and projections of raptors chase the train. Just fantastic stuff. The ride experience itself is no less impressive either. You begin with a launch into the raptor paddock and you weave around various bits of foliage and rock work. You've got raptors loitering around it, waiting to sink their jaws into you. Then you hit that second launch and oh my word, are things taken up a notch. That launch is fantastic. Up into a top hat which delivers tons of airtime. The drop off it is brilliant. Into a zero G stall. You lap around the lake a couple of times with some nice bumps of airtime in there too. Plenty of force on the helices. Then that speed hill into the Mosasaurus roll is probably the best finale to any roller coaster out there. The Mosasaurus roll is a barrel roll over the lake taken at 55 miles an hour. It feels like you're going to be sent to the bottom of the lagoon. And I think the only missed opportunity really is they didn't have a Mosasaurus coming out of the lake to try and bite you. I think that would be really cool. But that aside, what an incredible roller coaster this is. It is so good, so good. It looks spectacular, the theming's fantastic, and it rides like an absolute dream. Jurassic World Velocicoaster is my #1 roller coaster in the world, and honestly, I don't see that changing anytime soon. I think even if I got out and rode Falcon's Flight or Steel Vengeance, I think they're going to have a really tough job eclipsing everything that Velocicoaster manages to achieve. Anyway, that's my top 15 roller coasters. Let me know yours down below. Thank you for watching. Check out coasterwave.com if you'd like some merch, and I will catch you soon. Bye!